So hi, my name is Risa Carlson. I'm on the board of the Baltimore Classical Guitar Society, and I am here today with the wonderful Saúl Bitrán to talk about the upcoming Baltimore International Guitar Competition. And Saul will be one of our distinguished panelists in the final round of the competition. And Saul is perhaps most well known as the first violinist of the Grammy Award-winning Cuarteto Latinoamericano, but you have also appeared as a soloist with orchestra, and you teach. Yes, you teach also at Boston Conservatory, correct?
Yes. So
Well,
I've been playing with the Cuarteto Latinoamericano actually exactly for 40 years. And today we have a big celebratory concert in Mexico City at the Palacio de Bellas Artes, the Fine Art Palace, celebrating 40 years. It's been almost a life
fantastic.
project. And yeah, also very involved in teaching and
Well, I really appreciate you joining me today. I know that your schedule is very busy again after the pandemic has sort of shut down concerts, and you mentioned that now it's back and just as busy as before.
yes, we, of course, we all suffered a lot of uncertainty about what was going to happen after the pandemic, because the idea of for the audience to go back to concerts and sit elbow to elbow with people who cough a lot, and I mean, at the time, in the midst of the pandemic, it sounded like a terrifying idea, and I think all musicians, we all feared for our future. But on the other, the flip side and the wonderful side is that audiences craved the arts. And now the things that we are learning how to live with the virus, audiences are flocking back to concerts. And with a renewed enthusiasm, we have felt a kind of electricity that I think we didn't feel before the pandemic. So I hope it lasts, but it's really, really moving to play concerts again now. We are appreciating because we can never take what we do for granted. And we learned many lessons during the pandemic.
Yes, and one of the wonderful things, which is finally going to happen, is this Baltimore International Guitar Competition. And, for you as a violinist, I am curious what encouraged you or intrigued you about becoming a judge for a guitar competition?
Well, I was approached by Asgerdur and Manuel, invited to be a judge, and I immediately said yes. First of all, because our a deep friendship that unites me and all the members of the quartet with both Manuel and Asgerdur, and but also because I feel the guitar is our sibling as a stringed musician. We play with many guest art instruments, a lot with piano and clarinet, but there is something about playing with the guitar that the sound blends with the quartet so beautiful. There is not a lot of great repertoire, and Manuel has arranged, commissioned wonderful pieces. He has done a lot to expand the guitar quintet repertoire, but we feel a very strong affinity with the guitar, which after all is a string instrument, and most of it we feel a very close connection to Manuel, and we have our greatest admirations for his artistic level and the accomplishment he has made in the world of the classical guitar. So it's an honor for me to be part of this panel.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you're speaking about Manuel Barrueco, of course, who's the artistic director of the competition.
That's correct.
So this competition has many interesting and perhaps unusual features, at least combined into one competition. So in the guitar world, certainly some of the there's very unique features of this competition. I'm curious, sort of in your mind, what sets this competition apart from other competitions as a violinist who, I think the violin world may have some different commonalities than we do in the guitar world for competitions.
Yes. First of all, I love the fact that not all the judge members are guitar players. Having musicians from other instruments, violin, piano, or lute, is a great idea. In the world of violin competitions, there is so much politics and so much criticism about the idea that mostly the judges are all violinists and they push their students and their voting is not very transparent. You hear horror stories about that. And I think all violin competitions and cello competitions should learn from the Baltimore guitar competition in the sense that music is music. And if it's being played by a guitarist or an oboist, what we want to hear is the artistic level. Of course, the guitar people will also judge more the technical approach, and it's important to have guitar players in the panel as well. But the perspective that the non-guitar players will have is super important to be able to judge their artistic result. This is one thing that I think it's brilliant. And then the fact that I learned about the fact that up until the last final day of the competition, everything will be taken, will be done blindly. Is also quite unusual. And I think very, very wise. We are now in a very visually oriented world. We cannot sometimes separate things from what we see, from what we hear. So I think it's a great idea to be just to hear and focus on what we're hearing and not let ourselves being influenced by any other visual element.
Yes, yes. Well, I really appreciate you speaking with me today, Saul. This is so nice of you to just make the time. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you at the guitar competition, the Baltimore International Guitar Competition, which will be taking place in Baltimore, September 20th to the 25th. You'll be there for the final round, which is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So we look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you so much, Risa. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.